I heard they added a couple more people to the wanted list. They're high-priority targets, apparently.
But most of our forces are out on the front line. How are we supposed to effectively prioritize them? We'll just have to make sure we keep our eyes peeled when we're out on patrol.
I wonder how they're faring on the front line. Last thing I heard was that we'd pushed the resistance back to just northwest of Musojin Gorge. I don't know if that's true.
I doubt it. Their rearguard isn't far from there. We're gaining ground at the moment, but I don't think we pushed them back that far. Anyway, we should focus on patrol. Come on, we're up.
Fair point. Time to go to work.
The northwest of Musojin Gorge. So that's where the resistance forces are based. We should keep asking around though, just to be safe.
Oh, hey. You managed to escape too?
Yeah. Where are you headed?
Higi Village. I've heard the rumors, but it's still gotta be a safer place than a war zone. What about you?
Don't get me started. I was recuperating on Nozuchi Beach. It's complete chaos over there. The Resistance aren't having an easy time of it. They don't have the manpower for an all-out confrontation, so they can't contend with the Shogun's army. The front line used to be further forward, but they had to retreat a couple of times. Now they're back to Nozuchi Beach. And that's where I've just come from. I was lucky to get out. It's much too dangerous. Their forces are so scattered that no one knows who's who, and anyone you run into pulls their weapon. I just dropped my luggage and ran here. I think we need to keep moving. Things are changing so fast. The further away we can get, the better.
Agreed. Why don't we stick together? Can't hurt to team up with someone.
Nozuchi Beach. Sounds like that's where the Resistance and the Shogun's army are battling it out right now. Let's head over and take a look. Go, Barbara, go!
Let's get down to business.
Come a little closer.
Fairy.
You're in for a little... Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock.
think that's a resistance fighter? Looks like he's in a tight spot. Let's go help him out!
You're in for a little shock.
I need to train harder.
Hey!
Yep. Come a little closer.
Finally, to the very.
You're in for a little shock.
Like this.
What do you think, cutie?
You saved me. I thought I was about to die. Thank you so much for your help. I'm Tepe, of the Gobius platoon. I'm with the Resistance. I was sent to the front line just recently. I was looking forward to doing my part. Instead, it seems I fell at the first hurdle. So, you aren't dressed like Resistance fighters? Have you come here looking to sign up? Great! Just the other day, I heard General Goro complaining about how desperate we are for more people. Your support will make a big difference. I'll escort you back to our camp. But first, let me bring you up to speed on our current situation. As you can see, the Resistance are at a constant disadvantage when it comes... The goal of the Shogun's army is to uphold eternity. To this end, they have the support of the Tenryou Commission's general, Kujo Sara, who commands an exceptionally strong force. As for us, vision bearers are few and far between as it is. And because of the Vision Hut decree, they're rarer than ever. The fact we're even able to hold out is thanks to the brilliant strategic mind of Her Excellency, Sango no Miya. We're also indebted to the great courage shown by General Goro and the Resistance troops. If only I had a vision myself. Not only would I be better placed to share Her Excellency and General Goro's burden, but I'd be able to... I couldn't help but notice that you used elemental energy when saving me just now. You must...
She's a special case. She doesn't have a vision, but she can control the...
Are you serious? That's incredible. You have to let me introduce you to General... Perhaps I can also make a worthy contribution. Anyway, we shouldn't delay.
Perfect weather for sipping a cup of tea while gazing out the window. When I practice my spells in weather like this, I can do half the work for double the impact. Come a little closer.
I'm the frying pan.
Come a little closer.
Let's get down to business. To the ferry. It's my lucky
Come a
day.
little closer.
Finally, What's one more?
Boba, get them!
Fall before me!
Come a little closer. You're in for a...
Windblade!
You're in for a...
I'm the frying pan.
You're in for a little shock.
A reward on the road.
Let me
Come a little closer. Let's spark things up a little.
I'll protect us.
Cut down. This.
This is what happened, General Goro. I was surrounded by Shogunate samurai, and they came to my rescue. They can use the elements without a vision. The resistance could...
I presume you've heard that the goal of the resistance is to defeat the Shogun's army and repeal the Vision Hunt Decree. This is no easy task. Each who sets foot on the battlefield must be ready to sacrifice their life. Tell me, why do you wish to join us? The Resistance cannot accept any who don't possess a warrior's will. You're referring to the ceremony to mark the 100th Vision seized under the decree, right? Yes, we received some news of it here, despite it taking place over in Inazuma City. There was a disturbance, allegedly. Highly unusual considering that the Raiden Shogun appeared in person. Why do you wish to discuss this all of a sudden? Unless you have some information to share. What?
Yep, we had a fight with the Raiden Shogun and everything. Then we grabbed the Vision Bearer and whisked him off to safety. After that, they added us to the Army's wanted list. That's why we came here.
Now that you mention it, we did just recover a bounty notice from a Shogunate samurai defeated in battle. It read, "Reward for the capture of a blonde-haired traveler and their mysterious flying pet." Huh. So this refers to you two?
What? Who are they calling a mysterious flying pet?
My apologies. I understand your situation well enough for now. On behalf of the Resistance, welcome to our ranks. Her Excellency is currently away from the camp. We don't know where she went, but she instructed us to take care of everything in her absence. I will ask Teppei here to show you around the camp first, and then dispatch you straight to the front line. If you're ready, of course.
Yes, sir. I used to be in the logistics division, so I'm the right person to show you around. I know the setup like the back of my hand. I'll make sure you get a warm Resistance welcome. Let's start with the field hospital. Some of my friends are recovering there. Last time I saw them, I promised that I'd introduce any new recruits. When they're finally back on the battlefield...
Looks like a strong addition to the troop. Hopefully someone I can spar with.
Whoa, whoa. Brand new recruit and your first thought is to start sparring with them. You're getting ahead of yourself. Teppei, did you bring this one in? How are things on the front?
Well, the enemy, at one point, there were all...
Look at you. When did you...
This lady stole the show, though. When she saw me tiring and falling back, she burst onto this. I heard she even stormed the Vision Hunt ceremony, and that the Raiden Shogun herself failed to take her down.
Amazing work. Still, but seeing fresh recruits...
That's a lukewarm epiphany.
It did? Well, do you need me to... I heard about a remedy. They say it feels cool on this...
Sure, I'll take one.
Sounds a little
Well, how about we let our new recruit decide? I'll stay here and make some preparations. If you're a fan of weird and... But if you're more of a wolf hook... Thanks for your help. Oh. Never mind. I guess this was... I may need your help in a moment to change... And, thanks for your...
It's a standard remedy, but a dependable one.
I'm dying to get out of this.
I don't think it works. Thanks again, Teppei. Speaking of train, it'll be a good chance.
You got it.
Another miss. Let's see now.
Bullseye?
Only one hit.
This is... How hard could it be? With prop...
Seems things have got... I guess we'll just have to...
Come on, guys. Let's... Listen up for a sec. In battle, she's... And that was after...
We promised not to take...
It would mean a lot.
Oh, you got it. We won't let you down.
I'll lead the way.
Leave it to me.
Pressure getting to you? That's no way to demonstrate. Come, let's go. Show. Ready? I'm sure you'll get it this time. Pressure get. That's no way to demonstrate. Let's go. Ready? I'm sure you'll get it this time. Pressure. That's no way to demonstrate. Come, let's go. Ready? I'm sure you'll get it this. That's no way to demonstrate. Let's go. Ready? I'm sure you'll get it this time. Well, there you have it. I told you, our lady.
Incredible! My posture.
Watching your demonstration was at least this time I was honestly, before this whole my wife and I were leading the actions of the Shogun's army ignited. Can those of us without visions or combat skills really become adept fighters like them? There's no use in speculating. Thank you both for your...
Stay focused. With us holding the... Now then, let me show you... Where should we head?
Sir, we've got trouble. There are still many wounded at...
What? Impossible. We'd better go assess this...
You're in for a little shock.
Soldiers, quick! I must withdraw. I'm lost.
Well, we managed to hold them off. But what would the Shogun's army be doing? We have sentries and patrols posted all around. Unless they must have an informed. Our priority is.
Sir, I just returned from inspecting the perimeter. It appears that several portions of our defense. The Shogun's army must have known about this vulnerability and made their way over from the. I suggest we were.
In that case, why don't we make this more interesting? All right, that should do it. Seems I've made another. I thought getting transferred to the front line would be a chance to showcase my abilities and square off with the enemy.
Why are you so insistent about being...
It's just like General Goro said. We joined the... There are a multitude of ways. Anyway, we got more. If all goes well, we might... I don't see General Goro anywhere.
We've had a change of plans. The general has been dispatched to the front line to lead our forces into battle. The Shogun's army is attempting an advance on the main front. Reports have it that Kujo Sara is now personally leading the end. As for us, it's been days since Her Excellency last made an appearance here. The situation is becoming. For now,
we should go to the front line. Our forces need all the help they can get. We mustn't let Tatarasuna fall to the enemy.
Let's go gather some sand.
So, you are the only one here? I thought I might get to meet your grand strategist. She is the one that's been causing our forces so much trouble. The fact the Resistance has even held out for this long is thanks to her. But soon, the Resistance will fall. They are no match for the might of the Shogun's army. Her schemes mean nothing now. We have already rooted out those behind the resistance. All who have dishonored the almighty Shogun will be punished.
I have faith in Her Excellency and in the soldiers of the Resistance. The Vision Hunt Decree is a brutal injustice. Our resistance has only just begun.
It is futile. There is one other thing. I'm sure you've seen the recent arrest warrants. I trust that the blonde traveler is somewhere among your forces now. I will make you a deal. Hand her over to us, and you'll buy yourself some time. A respite from the bloodshed would be advantageous to both sides, would it not?
So that's why you brought reinforcements. Just to get...
She is of great importance to the almighty Shogun. But the way I see it, she is expendable to the Resistance.
That's where you're wrong! She means just as much to us! As a member of the Resistance, she's a comrade! I'll never surrender her to you! The Resistance never betrays its own. Her Excellency made that clear to everyone from the very beginning.
General Goro!
Teppei and the Traveler? What are you doing here? It would appear our time to fight side by side has finally come.
Well, well. We meet again. This time, I won't let you get away. I thought that you would seek refuge with the Resistance in the hope of receiving asylum. That you choose to show up here proves that you have more bravery in you than I had originally thought. And now, why not represent the Resistance in a fight of honor?
A fight of honor?
Before the battle begins, each side chooses their finest warrior for a match of single comp. To the superior force, there's little significance in such a duel. But to the weaker force, victory could constitute her motives are clear. She wants to use the match as an opportunity to capture you. Do not feel compelled to participate. We could take the fight to them without such a ceremony.
Well, what do you think?
Remove all threats to eternity! By order of the almighty Shogun!
Be wary! You're up against a powerful opponent!
You got this!
There's more than one round! Keep it up!
Come a little closer.
I've lost.
Look! That's 2 rounds in a row! The Shogun's army is not invincible! We can win! The soldiers are rallying! Your warrior's will is bringing them hope, Traveler!
Come a little closer.
I've been bested.
Stronger than I anticipated. This contest has served its purpose. Soldiers, attack! Glory to the Shogun and her everlasting reign!
Prepare to engage! All of you, with me! Hold the line!
over, my comrades. Now is our moment.
Calm as the breeze, my lady.
I just hope you can afford all these mercs you've gathered!
We meet again, old friend.
Retreat!
All forces, retreat!
Greetings. Well, this is the first time we've met. Please, allow me to introduce myself. I am Sangonomiya Kokomi, organizer of the Resistance and also the Divine Priestess of Watatsumi Island. Perhaps it's the first time you're hearing that title. To put it simply, I'm the person currently in charge on Watatsumi Island, which is also the home front of the Resistance. I've actually heard all about you from Beidou and Kazuha. I hadn't expected to find you join the Resistance, though. Do you have a plan beyond this point? In that case, shall we continue our conversation at the Shrine of Sangonomiya? Although the Shogun's army has retreated for now, the war is far from over. The Vision Hunt Decree has not been repealed, and neither the Tenryo Commission nor the Raiden Shogun show any sign of stopping. I suggest we move to the shrine to discuss our counterplan.
I know Watatsumi Island very well. I can carry on being your guide if you...
Goro, thank you for all you... Our forces are weaker than the Shogun's army, and my absence can only have made the recent days all the more trying for you. I'm afraid I must still ask you to stay a while longer, to keep eyes on the Shogun's army and also to see to the wounded. But I will ask the mercenaries to remain stationed here, and...
Well received, Your Excellency.
I must return to Sangonomiya now. I have a few things to attend to. Thank you for all your efforts so far. Fight for the future.
I guarantee you, only the Alcor could... Did we give you a fright? But wherever you might end up, if you're ever in a tight spot...
On the way here, I happened to learn of the bounty on your head. As expected, you seem to have given... I hear also that you witnessed the Musono Hitotachi. Perhaps one day we will be able to face her oppression head-on.
Perfect weather for sipping a cup of tea while gazing out the window.
Aha, there you are. Your appointment with Sangonomiya is fast approaching. We should get going. Are you ready? We'll start by heading to the camp on Watatsumi Island, and then we'll go meet her if you start to feel seasick. Ready? And away we go!
Can't see? I think we can forgo the lost and found report.
Here we are, the training grounds for Watatsumi Island's troops. Right now, the resistance is predominantly made up of local soldiers from Watatsumi Island. Some of them are fighting with the Shogun's army in Tatarasuna, and some of them are stationed here on the island to keep the locals safe.
Did you used to train here too?
Yep. Unfortunately, I had to join the fight in Tatarasuna before I'd had the chance to impress the instructors, so they had me start off by helping in the... I'll be staying here for now. If you need me for anything, if I'm not around, just write a note and stick... Shoot! It's nearly time for the... I'll have to show you around Watatsumi Island some other time. For now...
So, Sanganomiya is the name of the place where Sanganomiya Kokomi lives? Huh. Let's go check it out.
This world is full of
Food supplies are the absolute top priority, period. We cannot afford any losses. With the conflict between us and the Shogun's army getting more intense by the day, we must prioritize the stability of the rear guard.
Understood. I will think of a way.
Take heart. We have a fresh batch of supplies in hand, and I'm working on expanding the army. I appreciate that the lack of manpower has been hard on all of you, but things are going to get better.
We're expanding the army? Oh, that's great. Whoever this mystery supporter is. Huh? Tepe. What might I ask who?
VIP guests of Her Excellency, that's who. I'm acting under orders to—
Oh, really? Wait, so are you the new recruit everyone's been talking about? Strength of 20 men, splits an arrow in twain from 100 paces, skin as hard as diamond.
Seriously? What is going on with these?
You've come a long way. I'm sure you must be here on pressing business, so I won't disturb you any further. Feel free to visit me if you have any time to spare. Your Excellency, I'll take my leave.
Your Excellency, I couldn't help but overhear Okubo mention something about a third-party supporter? What was that about?
Not long ago, someone wrote to me saying that they wish to support the Watatsumi Island resistance effort. To that end, they also furnished us with a great thanks to them. We can finally start recruiting troops on the scale we need to openly confront the Shogun's army on the front line. I am not without my doubts. But Watatsumi Island is hardly affluent. The sender's conditions were also reasonable. They simply ask us to dedicate ourselves fully to fighting against the Shogun's army. Whatever other motives they may have, we are at least aligned on this. Naturally, we shouldn't let our guard down. If you discover anything out of the ordinary—
Your Excellency, does this mean that the food at the front line is gonna get any better? I was at the field hospital the other day, and everyone was begging for some barbecued meat.
Don't worry.
That's fantastic.
I understand how hard it's been on everyone. The Resistance Army's rations have barely changed at all since the Vision Hunt decree was first announced. I will discuss this with the Logistics Division to see what further improvement. However, our supplies are still limited. I must— When will the Vision Hunt decree finally end? That's the question. And the mere existence of the Vision Hunt decree is baffling. The Tenryu Commission I suspect the Vision Hunt— Traveler, to confirm. Good. I hereby appoint you—
Whoa, what? Swordfish too? Is this the same sort? It's hard enough getting into a special ops unit at the bottom rung, let alone jumping to captain in one fell swoop. This is incredible.
Although this appointment breaks with... Great! So when do we take up our... The members of Swordfish 2 are currently on standby in a valley to the southwest. I have already written your appointment letter, which the Special Ops Unit comprises Watatsumi Island's elite...
What about me, Your Excellency? Any battles you need me to get involved in? I want to make a contribution to the Resistance too.
Of course. I'll arrange something and brief you shortly.
All right! One successful operation coming right up!
Okay, sure. Well, be careful out there. Don't push yourself too hard. Well, Traveler, let's move out.